Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the 60th episode of Duke and Leon's School of Life. 60 episodes, buddy.
60. Fucking hell. Who'd have thought?
Talking shit.
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought we'd have all those sponsors and all that financial support?
I know, and all those fans.
All those fans. I got to tell you this funny story. My mate Alex, he lives on a farm, right? I used to work with him in the city, and he moved to a farm because his wife's family's rich or some fucking thing. I don't know. Anyway, he does work, but anyway, his mate, we have a mutual mate, told me this story. I haven't spoken to Alex about it. Anyway, he gets this phone call from his wife when he's at work, and she's hysterical. I was like, "Oh, you're gonna come on!" So he races home, and he's got this this dog. It's half Labrador, half Rhodesian Ridgeback, right? And he walks into the house, and the dog's just sitting there, like, going, "What the fuck? What's wrong? What's wrong?" You know, like he got that stupid dog look.
Yeah.
And the dog's white, right? It's completely white, right?
That's racist.
Yes. Anyway, he looks at the dog, and he's freaking out because the dog is completely red. Right? It's just covered in fucking blood, right?
Oh,
Covered in fucking blood. And the dog's going, What? What are you looking at me for? What? Like nothing's happened, right? And he's gone, oh, my God. Anyway, turns out his dog, and he's got kids and everything, it's a family dog, it's just up in the morning, it's just woken up, and it's walked over, jumped over the fence, gone over to the neighbour's house, and killed 6 sheep, right? Six. And Alex goes over, and he told my mate, he said the dog didn't just kill the sheep, right? He tore yeah, well, that's what I said. No, he said, no. Well, Leon, what are you thinking? I thought it was a good story. Anyway, he's fucking torn the sheep to pieces. He said there was like pieces of leg and fucking it looked like a bomb had gone off. A bomb had gone off. And then he comes, and when he gets home, the dogs just go, What are you looking at me for? And it's not like, it wasn't my dog, because he's fucking covered in bleeds red. The whole dog's red. So there's no way that he can just walk away from this. So anyway, he fucking ends up, like, everyone's involved, the cops, the fucking, everyone's involved.
God.
It's huge. And it's a country, it's a neighbour, a country, so it's a country town. Anyway, of course, he has to pay for the sheep, and they kill the dog. And that was it.
Fucking hell.
And it's like, he's just come home from work. How does that even
fuck?
And he just goes, and Alex, because Alex is just like twisted. He's the funniest guy. Fuck, when he gets on the piss, he's just a fucking nightmare. Anyway, he blames himself. And my mate's going, why do you blame yourself? And he said, 2 days ago, we were having dinner, and I gave, and the dog's name's Jack, right? And he goes, I gave Jack a little bit of lamb. Off the plate, and that's why he thinks, he's thinking,
he got the taste.
Jack's gone, this fucking lamb is great.
And he was smart enough to work out where it came from.
Yeah, where's Alex? I'm starving. I'll just do it myself.
I was going for a walk, and I'm walking past this bus stop, and I see this guy that was, he was a bit weird when we were young. I haven't seen him for years and years, and he was a bit weird when we were young. When I was I would have been about 9 or 8.
And you thought he was weird then?
And he was like 18, and he used to chase me, trying to bash me. When we were like 18. Anyway,
I don't know. I'm sort of on his side now, but
and I see him.
Yeah.
I see him
now,
and,
recently.
Yeah.
And
now, and I see him, and he's like, he must have been an alcoholic, and there's definitely something wrong with him, right?
Yeah.
And he's stooped over.
Yeah.
And he's got a walking stick, and he's at the bus stop, and I'm going, that's fucking him. And he sees me, and he looks at me.
Yeah.
And his face goes red.
Whoa.
His face goes red, and he's like growling, just like swearing under his breath, like, I want to bash this cunt, but I can't now.
No, you can't. You can't.
Yeah, I can't now.
So what's does he have sheep? What did you do? What did you do to his sheep?
So the bus turns up.
Yeah.
And he starts limping towards the bus, but then he's limping past me.
Yeah.
And he's like fucking swearing under his breath.
Oh.
He's fucking. And I just said, go on, Limpy. Get on the bus, Limpy. I don't think it's going to the graveyard, though. And then after it, I thought, am I a bad person?
Yes.
Am I a bad person? No, but I worked out that a bad person wouldn't get as much joy as I did from saying that.
He said the bus isn't going to the graveyard. That's a bit you thought, with all your experience, you think you come up with something a little bit more cerebral than that.
No, I had to dumb it down for this idiot.
Oh, right. I see. Yeah.
You couldn't throw in anything about karma, or he wouldn't have understood.
So, and you never twigged to why he hated you so much?
No, I don't know why everyone hates me so much.
Talking about hate, I was at...
Oh, you didn't answer my question.
What?
Am I a bad person?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
No, thank you.
No, you just
talking about hate.
You just need to be a little bit, put more effort into your
hate,
into your hate speech,
into my nastiness,
into your hate speech. It needs to be funny. It needs to be, cerebral. Like really, it's what it needs to be. It needs to be one of those things that 2 years from now, if he's still alive, he'll go, oh, I know what he meant, like that. So it's like a double whammy. Right. You get him on the day and then you get him 2 years later while he's all by himself and he can't do anything. That's really frustrating. Oh, fuck, I know what that means now,
Who's got the time for that shit? I was on my walk. I just had to, it's like...
spontaneous.
It's like you got a gun and you're thinking, you're not thinking. I just went, I'm going to shoot him in the head. Boom. That was it. Instead of thinking I'll shoot him in the dick so he'll suffer for the rest of his life. I didn't think I didn't think that far.
All right. On the subject of hate, I've got a dickhead trend alert. So you need an alarm, dickhead trend alert. This is really this is the new fashion for these dickheads. Nike slippers with socks, right? Day dress.
Yeah.
No, but they're Nike slippers. They're not slippers with socks is disgusting enough, but they got the Nike slash on them, right? And
that's the new thing.
But what the fuck? Why? So Nike's a sports goods manufacturer, right? They do shoes and all fast shit. Why would they do slippers? What connection do slippers have to sport or anything? And why?
Maybe it's like after you've done your fucking 20-mile run.
Yeah,
you put those on to relax.
Oh, because your feet are so swollen.
Yeah, maybe. But
well, the guy I saw at Aldi's the other day dressed in fucking Nike slippers with socks. It didn't look. The biggest sporting event he's done in the whole day is he's walked to the toilet to do a dump.
Well, I'll tell you something. You had a bad experience with them. I've had very good experience with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know how I live next to the beach?
Yes.
Down the beach, all the young girls, all the beautiful tanned young girls wear them.
With socks?
No, not with socks.
All right.
But they wear them. So I looked at them and I thought, so now...
Oh, hold on. How's that a good experience for you?
Well, now when I see them, I get a hard on.
Okay, so if you're a real hero, you would say, now when I see them next to my ears, I get a hard on and we do the business, you see. But no, you just left it like that, said I get a hard on. So you're a man with a hard on at a beach. How's that good?
No. I'm talking about now when I see any pair of those things. Like if I'm at Kmart and I see a pair of them, I get a hard on because I associate it with the girls at the beach.
Right. So if you just bought a pair and left them on the dashboard of your car while you were driving through.
I bought a pair. I've got them under my bed. And it's like, remember we were talking about how long, when you get to this age, how long it takes you to get it up?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, we did a whole episode on it. Yeah, I just take them from under the bed, look at them, boom, put on the porn, done.
Wow.
Done.
Wow, what a great way to start the day. All right.
No, that's finishing the day.
All right.
That's how I finish the day, not start the day.
Jeez.
After watching porn, I can't move for like 5 hours.
Fucking hell.
Look, I've got a new invention.
Thank God. Thank God.
Presenting New Inventions with Duke and Leon. I was talking to Gunter, right?
Yep.
I was talking to Gunter, and this is a sensitive topic, and I don't even know if you want this out there. But
Me?
If you
about me?
don't, yeah.
Why is it always about me?
I don't know.
Fucking
because you're
Gunter.
and if you don't want it, I'll cut this.
Yeah, right.
Okay?
Yeah, right.
All right.
Yeah, right.
So Gunter's saying to me, Duke, I'm worried. I'm worried about Leon. I'm worried about his health, his mental health. And I said, yeah, what's going on? Anyway, I'm not going to get into what he said, but
Yeah.
he wanted me to invent something to help you.
What?
So after what he said, right?
Yeah.
After what he said,
Yeah.
and like I said, I'm not going to get into what he said, but after what he said, I came up with this invention.
Yeah.
And what it is,
Yeah.
I call it the home noose.
God's sake.
So what?
Jeez.
So what it is, right? It's like the home noose is like you've got this manhole in your ceiling.
Manhole. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's got a little
I was
red
thinking
light.
about something else there.
It's got a little red light, and
Yeah.
you use your remote, and you press the button,
Yeah.
and then the noose comes down, right? The noose comes down, you put it around your neck,
Yeah.
you press the button again,
Yeah.
and the noose goes up, and it takes you into the ceiling.
Right.
It takes you into the ceiling, and then it shuts, and then there's a little green light. There's a little green light. So when your third wife comes home,
Yeah.
you're not just dangling in the middle of the room. She just looks up and sees a little green light on and says, oh, the fucking idiot's done it.
So it's an invention for my wife, third wife.
Well, it's an invention for both of you, really. It makes it easier for you, and for her, she's not like screaming when she comes in. She's like, oh, where is he? Where is he? And then she just looks up and she sees the green light.
Why would she be screaming? I thought she would have been laughing, or
I don't know. I don't know her
ringing
as well as you.
or ringing her financial advisor. Well, it's funny,
But then I thought,
no, that's a good idea because I was talking to my third wife about that because I have to go and have an operation soon, and she said, "Oh, I'll drive you to the hospital," right? And I'm thinking, "Oh, yeah, right, yeah, she'll drive me there, yeah, right." I know what that means. That's secret for see you later, sucker. And I said to her, "Look, if anything happens to me and I don't make it, you can't remarry within 2 years." I said, because that's disrespectful to me. Like if she got remarried, if I passed away and then she got married in 3 weeks, right? That would be disrespectful. I think that would be disrespectful. So we were just talking about that. So I'll pass on that. Have you got any photos of it, or have you made a working model of it?
I haven't made it yet.
No, you haven't made it yet.
I thought I was just going to run it by you first, just to make sure that Gunter wasn't just fucking crazy and talking bullshit.
Oh, okay.
But now that you've said that, now I know. But I thought, I thought of another use for it. What? If you live in a ceiling like I do,
yes.
If you live in a ceiling and the people downstairs don't want you downstairs, don't want to see you downstairs like they don't with me.
Yeah.
What you do is you can just you can order a pizza, you can lower the noose, and they just put it around the noose, and then you just press it and it goes back up.
Put the pizza delivery guy, put it around his neck.
No, it's actual pizza.
Because that could be...
We're not killing people here.
All right.
We're not killing people here. We're helping people.
All right, okay. Beautiful. Well, that's great. Yeah, tell Gunter it's fantastic. Sadly, I do have a concrete ceiling, so I don't have manholes, so you can tell that, Gunter, shut the fuck up.
Presenting New Inventions with Duke and Leon.
Anyway, another fascinating news item. I don't know if you read this in the newspaper. I found it fascinating. So this vegan went on, I think it was Canada Air. And there's been a lot of stuff about Canada Air that apparently they're shocking. Anyway, vegan goes on Canada Air for this long-haul flight. I think it's 12 hours. And they serve the main meal. And she's put on her, flight thing that she's vegan. So she's got the vegan option, right? Mm. So do you know what dinner was? You know what they serve for dinner?
What?
A bottle of water and a napkin.
That's perfect. That's perfect for a vegan.
A bottle of water and a fucking
Don't
napkin.
tell me she complained.
Yes.
Fucking vegans.
Fucking vegan. I thought that was beautiful. Beautiful. Not even flavoured, nothing. Just water and fucking a napkin. I'm thinking, why would she need the napkin? Or to cry into.
Well, one thing we didn't talk about last week that we were going to talk about was masturbation in space. Remember that article? Astronauts are not allowed to masturbate in space.
Yeah, because the little swimmers go everywhere. And they get into your landing computer.
But they were talking about female astronauts can get pregnant.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
They're saying female astronauts can get pregnant. So if you have a wank in space, your sperm's floating around and one of the females is bending over doing something and boom, she's pregnant.
Yeah. That's but why is she in the space station like waist down naked? Do you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't she have a spacesuit on? How's the little swimmer going to get into the spacesuit?
I don't know. Why are they saying that?
I don't know.
Why are they saying it? Look, you know what I reckon? No. I reckon two married astronauts went up there, had a space fuck. And their partners are saying, and she got pregnant, and they're going, how the fuck did this happen? How did this happen? And he's like, I had a wank and it must have floated.
No, I had a wet dream, he said. I had a wet dream about Sputnik, right? And I couldn't get, and when I woke up, it was like all I could see. I thought I was still in the dream, and all I could see was this sea of sea monkeys. And I'm looking through these sea monkeys, and I'm trying to get out, and then I realised what it was.
And then I looked at Commander Jones, and she was covered in it. She was covered in sea monkeys, and I got out the ray gun because I thought they were aliens.
Because they were green. And they had yellow eyes.
Oh, my God.
God's sake, can you imagine a space capsule, which are pretty small. They're smaller than a caravan. It's just covered. There's just sea monkeys everywhere.
Ugh. So no masturbating in space, you dirty astronauts.
Fuck yeah. That's So how do you relieve stress? You just have to drink yourself to sleep with alcohol.
Well, you have to get one of those. Have you seen those masturbating machines that look like a mouth?
They're called Pocket Pleaser or something. They're on YouTube. People make them.
The ones it's like a torch.
Yeah.
It's a torch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sort of like a torch.
With a mouth on it or vagina, and you just use one of those, and it contains it all. Yeah. And then you throw it out into space, and you get some alien pregnant.
Yeah. Let the aliens deal with it. Talking about robots or something. Do you remember? Because there was this thing about they've got this pregnancy robot, which is this pregnant woman. It's a robot, but it's and it delivers babies, and obstetricians and whatever nurses, they learn from it, right? And it's like there was an article I was reading about. You remember? It must have been about 25 years ago. We developed that. It didn't look as good as this because this looks like a real woman. I was
about to say
ours wasn't that good.
Has our patent run out?
Anyway, so when we were testing it, you remember we were testing it, and we had that job in the hospital, and we were testing it, and and I thought this would be really funny, and of course you went along with it. Instead of like the little latex baby, we put Bobo the monkey in there. And it was inside the robot, and then they had all those students, those foreign students, medical students, and when the robot gave birth, the Bobo came out. And do you remember the students were just screaming? I've never heard, like, they're adults and they're all fucking screaming and screaming and screaming.
Well, that kind of backfired.
Yeah, well,
because,
the next day was our last day. Do you remember?
Yeah.
but
it was like, but it kind of backfired at the time, because when little Bobo the monkey came out, the good-looking Russian medical student said to me, "Is that your baby?
Is that your baby?"
She thought it was mine because it was a little hairy monkey.
Yeah, and you said, no, way too much hair on its head. No, but the funny thing was that when we were asked to leave the premises, we were escorted off the premises, remember? And instead of just taking us straight from our desk or from the lab to the lift and then to the ground car park and then out, they marched us through the building, but every single floor. We had to use the fire escape, you remember? And they marched us through. It took 45 minutes to get to the car park.
And fucking Gunter's following us around.
Laughing.
What's going on? What's going on? Drawing attention.
This is just how it was in 1945.
He's telling them, you're doing it wrong. That's not how we did it in 1945. You're doing it wrong.
That's right. That's right. Oh, that was actually. I thought it was funny.
Good times.
I thought it was
good
funny.
Times.
I thought it was
look,
funny.
That was good times.
Fuck him. Like if you can't laugh, you fucking cry.
Yeah, we were just young and dumb, and
no, I thought it was great. I'd do it now if I had the funding. I'd do it again. Except like I said, I'd make it look.
But don't you realise that by doing that, that's why you don't have funding?
Oh, right. Yeah. Consequence. Consequence.
All right, what about that guy whistling penis? Do you remember that article? I said that to you a few weeks ago.
Yep. And
he's got a whistling penis,
which freaked everyone out. I thought.
Yeah. So when he's walking along, his penis is going. Yeah. I can't whistle because of missing teeth. So his penis is just whistling when he's walking along.
Yeah.
And he's.
Yeah, look, I think if it's in tune, I don't think there's any issue. Do you know what I mean? Like I think there are standards. So what it was that he had flatulence build up, and for some reason, instead of it, coming out like normal people out your nose, it came out his penis, and but I think he was complaining about it. I don't know why you would complain about it. Well, so you know what it is. It's the freak shows have all gone. See, 30 years ago, he'd be a millionaire. He'd be a millionaire, dude. Have his little stall at the circus, and people would come in and they'd pay $10 to see it, and he'd be fucking rolling in money. But now,
and they could, they pay $10 to go in, and another $5 for requests. So they request songs.
Oh, and he could do parties. $50. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Fucking bitch. And then, when it comes to happy birthday, John, that's $55. And $5 for yelling out.
Of course, you can't do that now because Disney owns a copyright to Happy Birthday, so you can't do that now.
Yeah, and there's probably obscenity laws that say something about it, or I don't know. I mean, you couldn't do it on YouTube. You'd have to do it. It could only be OnlyFans. Oh, you could do you still could do OnlyFans, couldn't you? I suppose.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you could do that. Oh, and if you did it underwater as well, you get not only do you get the sound, you get the bubbles as well. Fuck. I don't know why he's whinging. Yeah, with the bubbles. I don't know what the fuck he's whinging about. He should be a millionaire. God.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Anyway, fuck him.
He's got the wrong management.
Fuck him. I mean, the world's gone crazy. Like I was at Aldi's the other day, and
That is
crazy. I'm in the checkout, and the woman's going on about how they always. And it was a man, I think. It was a man. I don't know who the fuck it was, a man or a woman.
Who knows these days?
Who cares? Who knows these days? Who cares? It's not a gender-specific story. Anyway, they're just going on about, how they complain about what do you mean there's no bags, free plastic? Fuck, anyway. So I just said, shut the fuck up and get out of my way. Anyway, as I'm being escorted out of Aldi's, right, I'm thinking, you know what? This happens all the time.
Yeah,
happens to me all the time.
Well, I think you're subconsciously doing it because of your bad knees. So you want them to escort you because they sort of give you a little bit of a lift as you're walking out.
Yes. But the thing that pisses me off is they don't go straight out the double doors into the car park. They go down through every aisle, right? Dragging me through.
Just like the hospital people.
Yeah, just dragging me through every aisle just to show everyone that Aldi's doesn't put up with these dickheads. And this is what happens if you speak your mind. If you're a true thinker, like free speech, nah, fuck, that's it. True believer, nah, fuck it, that's it. This is what happens. Bang.
Out the door, make an example of him.
Make an example out of him. Fucking hell. Anyway, well, at the end of the day, it's a nice way to meet people, Hi, Bob.
Just going
Bob
back
and
to the circus
Johnny.
freaks.
Bob and Johnny. Thanks.
Just going back to the circus freaks, I saw this picture, right, of the fattest man in the world in 1910.
Oh, yeah?
And let me tell you, I see fatter people every day.
Oh,
Tons of them. Fat. This guy, he was the fattest man in the world. He's not even really that fat. It was just because back then no one could afford food.
Yeah, so do you think people are fatter now than they were?
Yeah,
really?
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. This fattest guy, I'll send you the picture. Yeah. I assure you, you will see fatter people going into Aldi on their little helper scooters or whatever they're called. What are those scooters called?
Fat scooters. I don't know.
On their fat scooters.
I was thinking about that because, like, someone the other day was whinging about how, this door, and the door's like the same size the door's been like for 300 years. It's just his ass was so big. It was the biggest ass I've ever seen in my life. And I'm just going, how do you even get an ass that big? And and he's wedged in the door frame complaining about the door. Anyway, what else you got? You got anything else?
No. I've got an FBI file.
Let's do an FBI file.
From the FBI files. On June 4, 1938, Zeke Bush went to the emergency room at the Alabama Hospital of Sweet Mary Jesus, complaining of stomach pains.
Yeah.
Upon further investigations, doctors found half a horse saddle protruding out of his anus.
Half a horse saddle?
Yeah.
What did you say that?
Upon further investigation.
Yeah, that wasn't obvious when he walked in, or when he rode in. Rode into the hospital.
When queried as how this may have happened, Mr. Bush told the doctors that while digging on his farm, he found a blue glowing crystal, which he put in his pocket.
Yeah.
After work, he had his supper and went to bed. Later that night, he awoke to a blue glowing light in his room. He found himself levitating above the bed and floating towards the horse's stable. Once inside, the light disappeared, and he fell onto a horse's saddle.
Oh yeah, I know that bit. where you tie the reins onto. Yeah. Now I'm getting it. Yeah.
I'm a bit like in two minds about this.
Yeah, 2 minds. Let's lonely man who lives on farm sees alien. Yeah, right. I can just see the doctor going through the report. Oh yeah. Hey Tone, we got another one.
That's the second blue glowing crystal this week.
He said, God, why don't you look, just give him a bit of morphine and a link to Tinder or Twitter or what is it? Link Grinder. Well, I don't know. One of those things. TikTok.
But, if true, that's scary. That's scary shit. If that's true.
If that's true. I mean, yeah. Look, 99.4% chance that it's true. I'm sticking with the 0.06% that it's not.
Well, the only reason I think it could be true is because I think, a lonely hillbilly, Zeke Bush, couldn't come up with that story. He had to actually experience it.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Like he would have just said something else, like made up something. I fell off my tractor and the saddle.
Yeah, I was on the horse and then the horse bucked up and then it bucked up my ass. That's more Zeke Bush of a Zeke Bush story.
Yeah, like what? How would a hillbilly in the middle of nowhere know what a crystal is?
That's right. Exactly right. Or blue, the colour blue.
The colour blue. Why? When would he ever come across? How would he? Yeah, right. See, that's why you're a scientist. That's why you're a scientist.
He wouldn't have said blue. Yeah. He would have said that sky colour.
And sometimes it's watercolor.
And then when it went up my ass.
What?
Out of my peanut came that cloud color.
Lucky I weren't in space.
From the FBI files.
All right. Beautiful. Another one solved. Right. I just got some in note here. I wrote it, and it's a concept. It's prodigy gone bad. But I was trying to think of some examples. So you know how you have a child prodigy.
Yeah.
So child prodigy like music, science, I don't know, fucking whatever, and then they go bad.
Yeah, Got an example?
Well, I'm just thinking that's sort of
except for the professor?
It's sort of like James Bond. Like, you remember all the villains? They were all sort of like geniuses and they'd gone bad.
Super villains,
yeah. So it's a super villain. But I was trying to think of any in real life. And, I mean, like a lot of those serial killers and stuff like that were extremely intelligent, weren't they? And they were like either doctors or something, But prodigy, like a child prodigy. Oh, well, there was a couple of the chess guys freaked out and did some fucking crazy shit. But I'm just thinking it's a good concept though, isn't it? Like if you had and of course the pressure on the you're a child prodigy. And then it's like a footballer, like those 16-year-old footballers who are like, oh, he's the next best thing. And then 10 years later, they're in a toilet doing coke, busted, bang, career smashed. Anyway.
So you got an example?
No, not at all. Not at all. But I thought it was a good concept. All right.
I got word of the week.
Word of the week, go.
Word of the week, container. Container. So, this has got three meanings as well.
Oh, God.
Container, first of all, is a jail.
What cunts?
Yeah,
if you're a
jail.
Cunt, you go to jail.
Yeah, so that's a container. Another one is, one of those fucking cars full of those fucking idiots who are beeping their horn and got their music really loud. That's a container.
Yeah, that's good. I like that one. Yeah.
And the third one is a pair of female underpants.
All right.
Take your pick.
Well, no, the middle one. The middle one. I think for a start, if you built a jail specifically for cunts, I mean, you'd never have one big enough. I mean, you know how many cunts?
True.
You know how many cunts I meet on a daily basis? The world's just full of them. God, there's a factory somewhere that makes these people. I don't know. I've got to find it and destroy it.
Yeah, it's called a housing commission.
Oh, that's God, that's a low blow. That's a low blow.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, go on.
No, that's it. That's
You got anything else?
No, that's. I think we'll.
I've got to ask Leon.
Oh.
Ask Leon now.
Yeah.
Ask Leon now. Ask Leon now. Ask Leon now. Ask Leon now.
And this is from Andrew McLeod in Scotland. And he asks, Dear Leon, have you ever worn women's clothing?
Absolutely. What do you mean? I was 27. The first time I wore a dress was for that movie. What movie was that for? Was that for Killbillies?
Killbillies.
And I said, my God, I'm 27 and this is the first time I've worn a dress. I've been missing out.
Oh, you did say that too.
I did.
You did say that too.
Remember?
Oh, and now you're wearing your mum's clothes too, aren't you?
Not right.
Didn't you say you're wearing your mum's hand-me-down cardigan?
Yeah, but I think a cardigan doesn't really. It's not like. But no, a lot of people. I've never, to be honest, I've never really seen the. I don't get the thrill of wearing female clothes. I don't think. I never really sort of. People like you'd. Oh yeah, you know, he comes out, he wears his wife's clothes, and she's really cool with it and stuff like that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but I've just never had the urge. Never. Honestly, not even absolutely shit-faced. Never had the urge. What about you? Have you?
It reminded me of the time when at Jed's party, Jed was having a fancy dress party and this guy turns up in women's clothing and he gets drunk and he's doing like stupid shit like lifting his dress and bending over. And anyway, Jed takes a photo.
Yeah.
Of him. He's pulled his pants down. He even was wearing girls' undies, right?
Yeah.
He pulled his pants down, bent over, turned around smiling. So Jeff takes a photo of him and sends it to, remember Posts magazine?
Oh, yeah.
He sent it to readers' wives and they fucking published it. They published it.
Beautiful.
So this guy's in fucking the readers' wives section of Post magazine.
Yeah. Well, I went to a fancy dress. I was one of my best mates from school, and her. I think it was it was someone's party, and it was fancy dress. I didn't dress up. Fuck, I'm pretty fancy anyway. And
that's right.
And her father walks in, and he's wearing a dress, and I can't remember who he was. I don't know. It was some opera singer or something like that, and they look, there he is, he's so funny. And I'm going, I don't know, it just sort of freaked me out a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
It's weird. But it wasn't, it's not weird, but like, it is weird. I don't know. I mean, it's not offensive or anything. I was just a bit sort of, oh, really? Oh, and that's, I never even thought of it. Never even thought of dressing up.
Yeah, I don't like it. It never fucking appealed to me to see it or to do it. Like at the footy show, remember the footy show? They used to dress up as women all the time and they thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, no, I don't get it.
Ask Leon now. Ask Leon now. Ask Leon now. Ask Leon now.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for all your support, especially all our friends from overseas.
Yep. I've noticed we've got a lot of listeners suddenly. I don't know why, but suddenly we've got a lot of listeners from Bulgaria.
Really? And they speak English there, do you think?
They don't speak English. They don't speak
English. All right. So that's interesting for an audio podcast. Anyway.
I think it's the tone of our voice.
Yeah, it's calming.
I think people find it relaxing. and they can sleep. And yeah, and they don't know what we're saying, so
Sleep.
so that's cool.
Sleep. All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Duke and Leon School